Next, from Democrat Day at the State Fair, we talked to Kim Foxx, candidate for Cook County State's Attorney.
What would you do, if anything, different? We've had a lot of controversies over the last several years. What is your approach to the job?
Certainly. Well, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office represents 5.4 million people in Cook County as the chief law enforcement officer. And so my job is to ensure public safety and ensure that our criminal justice system is fair and balanced. And so my approach to public safety is making sure that we address issues that cause violence in our county. We have a terrible issue around gun violence that we're dealing with. And it's also around prevention. How do we make sure that we are investing in services that keep people out of our jails and not come back and raise recidivism? So that means, people dealing with drug issues, making sure that they get the drug treatment that they need. People with mental health issues, making sure that they're diverted to services that they need. And really tackling the issues of violence, going after repeat gun offenders, going after those who harm our children and our families, who make neighborhoods unsafe. And so it's a holistic approach. It's looking at violence and prevention at the same time, looking at people who are coming into our jails and coming out of our jails, and figuring out ways to keep them from doing further harm and to keep our community safe.
Have you had any conversations with Sheriff Tom Dart? I know he was talking about trying to get some of these people who just can't come up with their bond, and they're in jail for a long time. Is that something you've taken a position on?
Absolutely. So I used to, prior to running for this office, I was the chief of staff to the president of the Cook County Board, Toni Preckwinkle. And Toni Preckwinkle and Tom Dart worked together on the issue of bond court reform. So as her chief of staff, we worked hand in hand on talking about the issues of those who could not afford, as little as $500 to get out of jail and would stay in jail for months and months on end. And so the sheriff has been very vocal and active on this issue, and as state's attorney, I pledge to continue to work with him on those issues.
How was that experience of being the chief of staff to Toni Preckwinkle prepared you, you say, for doing the state's prosecuting attorney position? Yeah. You obviously know all the players, you've interacted with them, and I would imagine kind of giving you a broader insight. Absolutely. Instead of just the narrow, let's say, right. Legal aspect. Right?
You're absolutely right. Before I worked for the president, I was an assistant state's attorney in Cook County for 12 years. The difference in working for Toni is coming out of the courtroom and then looking at it from a 10,000-foot level, looking at the budget. We have a $4 billion budget in Cook County, $500 million of which goes to the criminal justice system, and looking at all the players and their roles. And so how do we amplify the role of the state's attorney's office? How does the state's attorney's office work with other stakeholders better to find efficiencies? When you only work in one job, your mind is just that way. I think being able to work for the president of a large organization as chief of staff, managing budgets, managing staff, is the perfect preparation to take over an office like this.
Right. There's so many issues to talk about. Maybe we can visit at a longer time here, but have a good day at the State Fair.
Thank you. I appreciate it.